Hi, everyone, and welcome to today's episode. Let me start with a very quick question. So, when was the last time you held back from doing something because you were afraid of being told no? Maybe it was while applying for a job, maybe it was if you were asking someone out, or even sharing your ideas with the group.
Right, we have all been there. Rejection is something हम सब ने हमारे लाइफ में कोई ना कोई पॉइंट पे फेस जरूर किया है. So, but the difference is how we perceive it and how we handle it.
Yes.
Today, we are diving into fear of rejection and how it creates mindset block that holds us back.
Exactly. And stick with us because by the end of this episode, you will have actionable steps to reframe your rejection and move past the fear of being said no that keeps you stuck. So, let's start with the big question. Okay, why does rejection hurt so much? So, I have a theory. Here's the thing, our brains are wired for connection.
Correct.
Okay, and क्या होता है ना, back in the day when there were tribes and human evolution चल रहा था and everything was happening, back in the day being a part of the group wasn't just nice, बल्कि it was necessary, it was survival. Okay, and being rejected literally felt like a threat to our lives. So that pain that you feel, it's not imaginary pain. Okay, it is a way of your brain processing rejection almost like a physical pain.
Exactly, Harpin. And that's why rejection in relationships can be particularly very tough.
Yes.
Imagine putting yourself out there only to be ghosted.
Yeah.
Have your feeling unreciprocated. It is very tough to manage. It's not just about the person rejecting you. It can trigger those deep rooted fears. Am I not good enough? Am I not lovable?
Yes.
So it is really, really tough.
Am I not worth it? True, true. And let's turn this to the audience for a moment. Think about a time you were rejected. Maybe for a job, maybe for a date, or even by a friend. Did you find yourself questioning your value because of it? Because that's a very common mindset block that happens when you are rejected or when you are said no. And that is what we will help you work through today.
Priyanka, you tell me, when did you feel rejected for the last time and what did you learn? How did you come out of it? What was the outcome of that rejection? Can you just...
Ouch. Okay, so I am a former dentist and I was a dentist, but I really was always passionate about counseling, coaching, therapy, being into something, where I can be a speaker or something like that. And when the moment came, when I was announcing it to a couple of people that I'm transitioning from A career to B career, तो वो टाइम ऐसा था when my this idea was rejected, when my entire notion of changing streams were rejected, and that really made me lose all my hope. यार शायद वो सही बोल रहे हैं,
डाउट आ गया एक.
हाँ कि आई एम ऑलरेडी लाइक 25 प्लस एंड अभी मैं ये चेंज करूंगी, विल आई बी एबल टू डू इट, नहीं हो पाएगा, जाने देते हैं, लेट इट बी. बट thank god that I overcame that. हाँ, टाइम लगा, because टाइम लगता है, nothing just happens like this. Okay, time laga, and I really did come out of it, and today I am here. It's only because of that one decision I made back then कि नहीं, मुझे चाहिए ये चेंज लाऊं मैं अपने लाइफ में. तो इवन इफ द एंटायर लाइक everyone I know is saying no, I will go, I will do what I want to do. Yes, I trusted myself, and not just blind trust. I did some research कि क्या करना है, कैसे करना है. I took some actionable steps, and then that led me to where I am. What about you, Divya?
So, I think my last job,
Okay.
I worked there for a good 2.5, 3 years, but some kind of no appreciation, that zone, that no promotion was given, no hike was given. So it was actually a toll on my head that am I good enough? I am doing so much, but still they're bringing out all the nooks and always, you know, micromanaging things.
Yes.
So it was very much frustrating. But कहीं ना कहीं ऐसे पहले भी I have studied psychology. Always there was something there कि I will do something. So right now my studies are also going on.
Oh.
But I've completed all my courses, psychology courses, but I did not have that much confidence, I think, or that much direction to take this forward.
Yes.
But that rejection, that neglection,
Yes.
has given me a direction, you know, to go full-fledgedly in this career and start doing what I'm doing.
Amazing, yeah, amazing. In fact, I also have a case study. So, one of my clients, let's call her A. So, she was facing constant rejection on dating apps.
Oh, yes.
ठीक है, and dating apps की बात करें तो you know उन्हें ऐसा लग रहा था that she wasn't attractive or she's not getting people because of some of the other reasons attached to her self-esteem. But बाद में जब we sat together, that is when we realized that it was not about herself. It was just not the right time. It was just not the correct mindset with which she was getting into those dating apps. And overall mindset हो गया, and the fear of rejection, the fear of being said no took a toll on her mental health in such a way that even before approaching someone, उसके दिमाग में ये था कि ये तो मुझे पसंद नहीं करेगा, ये तो मुझसे फ्रेंडशिप भी नहीं करना चाहेगा, you know. So she always had a fixed notion that जो भी हो मेरा कुछ नहीं होने वाला है.
But Priyanka, here I think you can't judge कि सामने वाला भी कौन सा mindset में है. सामने वाला भी टाइम पास कर रहा हो.
हाँ.
You don't have to take things personally.
Exactly. I mean, सब कुछ आपके इर्द गिर्द नहीं घूमता है. The world doesn't revolve around you. And yeah, you work on yourself and सामने वाला works on themselves, and I think it'll be a very peaceful place to live in.
And रही बात rejection की, तो let's talk about different kind of rejections because they show up everywhere. क्या बोलते हो?
They do.
In relationships also, rejection might look like breakup,
yes,
being ghosted,
yes,
or someone not reciprocating your feeling.
Yes,
it can feel incredible person क्योंकि आप जितना किसी के लिए कर रहे हो उतना सामने वाला आपको दे नहीं रहा है. तो वो expectations भी कहीं ना कहीं rejection पे
tarnish हो जाते हैं. Yeah. And then there's professional rejection.
Oh yes.
Right, like not getting the job or promotion you really wanted, or maybe you pitched an idea and it was not selected, or you know it didn't land, and it's very easy to tie that to your self-worth, isn't it?
Right. Then there's social rejection. मतलब अगर you are not being invited to some particular gathering, getaway, party के लिए, so we take it really very personally. It stings because it taps into that primal fear of exclusion.
Yes.
You know, so audience, let's reflect. Where do you experience rejection the most? In relationship, at work, with friends or family? Knowing आपके fear कहाँ पे root करते हैं, it can really help you tackle and move forward in life.
True that, and I have a very interesting case study to share here. So you know, रही बात social rejections की, तो I have a friend who was terrified of social rejection, terrified of this level that office gathering हो तो उसे नहीं जाना है, society में gathering हो तो उसे नहीं जाना है, because somewhere she always felt that, and she was convinced that no one likes her. वो convince खुद को कर ली थी, उसका मतलब वो notion set हो चुका था. But then we finally, you know, worked together, and then she finally pushed herself to attend a very small office event. And once she went there, she realized that yeah, it was all in her head. People were welcoming, people were really good to her, and लोगों के मन में बस ऐसा था that she is very shy.
Yes, हम लोग assume कर रहे थे कि सामने वाला shy है. They are not talking.
Yes, and then she understood कि yes, people मतलब अच्छे ही लोग हैं यार, इतने खराब लोग भी नहीं है जितने मेरे दिमाग में बिठा रखा था.
Obviously.
And yeah, and then now she is not completely like a outgoing person, but yes, she has started going and attending some events that are actually beneficial to her also. Networking events हो गए, team meets हो गए, ये सब में she is now a very active part of.
Really good यार, उसके लिए एक transformation हुआ है. It's really really needed.
Yeah. And वो रही बात उस client की, social rejection वाले client की, so what happened there was she just reframed her rejection. So reframing rejection is a game changer, guys. इसका मतलब क्या है? It's just that instead of seeing it as a reflection of your worth, कि मुझ में ही कुछ problem है, think of it as a feedback or information.
Correct.
Because every rejection is somewhere telling you that what is the what's not the right time, what's not the right fit, or something is not right, and instead of attaching it to your self-worth and self-esteem, take it as a constructive feedback and work on it.
Right. Actually, and in relationship also, it's especially very crucial. Imagine agar her no was redirecting you to the right person or right opportunity.
Yes.
जैसे मेरे साथ भी यही हुआ. A no from my bosses or rejection from my bosses directed me here.
Yes.
So there was a client, let's call her A, who was devastated after a breakup.
Okay.
But that rejection pushed her to focus on self-growth.
Wow.
You know, तो वो उसके लिए एक comeback था. She got the right career after that. Her all of the friends जिससे भी उसने contact तोड़ दिया था, they came back in her life. उसकी पूरी personality change हो गई.
Yes.
She got amazing partner. She's living happily now. So one rejection, one breakup changed her entire life.
That's very, very inspiring, yeah. And audience, here's an exercise for you guys. So think of a rejection that really hurt you, okay, and write down 3 lessons that you learned from that experience, or how it redirected your path. And you might be surprised that by the end of that exercise, you will have a lot of good insights that you uncover.
And you have to be very thankful for that. You can practice gratitude practice here.
Yes.
And coming on to the next segment, overcoming rejection. So how do we actually overcome fear? One way is by desensitizing yourself to rejection. Start small. ठीक है, एक एक्टिविटी करेंगे कि whenever we go somewhere, be it you like coffee, you are at the coffee shop, आप वहां पे डिस्काउंट मांगो.
ओके,
ठीक है, भले आपको डिस्काउंट मिले या नहीं मिले, आप जाओ डिस्काउंट मांगो. It will train your brain to realize that rejection isn't the end of the world.
Yes.
मैंने डिस्काउंट मांगा, उसने मना कर दिया, ठीक है, पहली बार बुरा लगेगा, दूसरी बार भी लगेगा, पर थर्ड टाइम से it will be like, okay, उसने मना किया ना, ठीक है, जाने दे. But try different places, coffee, shopping,
पानी पूरी.
हाँ, कहीं पे भी पानी पूरी में 3 एक्स्ट्रा मसाला पूरी, एक ही जगह जाके बार बार डिस्काउंट मांगो, दूसरी जगह पे जाओ, वो लोग भले परेशान हो तो भी मांगो. बट you know what is happening here? It is training your mind.
Yes.
It is helping you to learn to say no.
And it's not like the end of the world.
हाँ ना, ठीक है, सामने वाले ने मना किया, it's okay यार.
सच में यार, I really loved your coffee वाला advice, and मैं तो वो करने वाली हूँ, because it is technically rewiring your mind yourself, like you said. And another tip is to focus on what you can control. Okay, because you can't control someone else's reaction, but you can control how prepared you are to perceive their reactions and their response.
Right. And in relationship also, be clear about your needs and boundaries. I mean, we should always remember rejection is clarity.
Yes.
It is telling you what isn't right for you. And that's actually very valuable.
Yes. And Divya, you suggested taking small steps and starting small, wo coffee wala thing.
Right.
So that reminded me of one of my cases. So I once worked with a client, and that client was terrified of pitching his business idea. He had an excellent business idea, but he was terrified that investors will say no, या फिर कोई ना कोई मना कर देगा, उसका idea reject हो जाएगा. And that is when he started, pitching that idea to group of his friends. कुछ फ्रेंड्स को बोला उसने, कुछ फैमिली को बोला उसने, कुछ फीडबैक्स मिले, एंड दैट इज हाउ ही गॉट दैट कॉन्फिडेंस ऑफ पिचिंग इट इन फ्रंट ऑफ द इन्वेस्टर्स.
करेक्ट.
एंड आई विल बी ऑनेस्ट, इवन जब वो इन्वेस्टर्स के साथ मीटिंग उसने स्टार्ट की, ही डिड नॉट जस्ट गेट अ यस
ऑब्वियसली
अपफ्रंट एकदम से, बिकॉज ये मूवी नहीं है गाइस. And he did get a lot of contacts, he did get a lot of numbers, networking हुआ, and eventually he did get a yes.
So yeah, actually that is very, very inspiring, interesting, because starting small is actually the key, guys.
Yes, it is. Okay, so to wrap up, rejection is inevitable. You cannot ignore that, but it's not the end of the world. It's just a stepping stone. Reframe it, learn from it, and keep moving forward, right?
Exactly. Every no is one step closer to the right yes. So don't let the fear of rejection hold you back from living the life you want.
True. And audience, we'd love to hear from you. What's the one lesson you've learned from your rejection? Share it with us on social media, comments, our DMs, email, wherever you're comfortable sharing. And let's keep the conversation going.
Yes, and don't forget to like, share, subscribe, and give us your feedback on how you like the episode and what else you would want to share and discuss about. Guys, we are sharing our Google Form link, so you guys can go there, share your problems, and we can discuss all your issues in our next episode. Don't worry, it will be completely anonymous. So you can share, take your time, you go to that form, vent out everything you want. So guys, see you next time.
Bye. Bye.